Hey y'all, just wanted to do a YouTube channel update. Bring everyone up to speed on what Emily's doing. Okay, we got audio rolling here. Got 4K video over there. Got notes, got tea. Got some warmth, as you can see. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick. Okay, I wanted to talk about what's going on with my channel. I wanted to explain why all of my videos are made private, and basically it's because of cringe. It's the cringe factor. Yeah, there's a few reasons. But the main reason is just that moving forward, I want to just be creating higher quality content. And for that, it means bringing a better mindset, bringing more a positive and helpful mindset to my videos. Positive attitude, positive emotional state. 4K. You know, multiple angles, good audio, and just when I look at my videos and where all of them, it just seems like a giant cluster of trauma and hurt and agitation and combativeness, and you know, that was all that needed to happen for me to learn to become the person who I am now. But now I just want to move forward, and I want to have a better image. I want to have a better, like a clean start. So everything that I have, I still have all of my videos. If there's one that you're dying to see or something, maybe you can tell me in the comments, you know, which one it was, and maybe I can get you a copy of that or something. We can work something out. But moving forward, just gonna have higher quality videos, positivity, just really staying away from trauma. You know, trauma has like shaped my life, but really I don't want to be in those videos. I don't want that to be like my image, just constantly interacting with trauma, or just retelling that story, or having the story of me interacting with my traumas and learning from my traumas. I don't want that to be what people find when they're looking at my videos. So basically it's just kind of a fresh start, higher quality, higher standards, you know, just moving forward and just trying to raise the bar on multiple levels for myself. So that's what I'm doing. That's why all of the other videos are down, and why I'm just trying to stick to just new standards. I want to talk about like what's the next big thing for me, and you know, like what's the next big project for Emily. I want to talk about that, but also I want to talk about just kind of where I'm at with just kind of like my conclusion on like being trans and dealing with queerphobic people and transphobic people. And basically I have I think a new way of looking at being trans, and just like a new standard operating procedure of dealing with people who are transphobic, or not using the right pronouns, or you know, this or that. And basically I want to talk about like where I am, and like how do I interact with that nowadays. Let's see. I have ready to accept here, so I guess I want to talk about like being just accepting that I'm okay with myself, that I'm okay with being a trans person. You know, there's been a lot of resistance of like working with people at work and just not getting the right pronouns, and I think I'm just ready to kind of having a conclusion on that and just say that it's not worth my time, it's not worth my energy anymore to try to correct pronouns or try to create issues with people not using the right pronouns. And I'm just ready to accept it, and I'm basically accepting that I have, you know, I have the high ground on that situation. And you know, it's pathetic that I have to baby people that are in their mid 50s and 60s, 70s, 80s. I have to baby them. I have to cater to their ignorance, and I have to cater to their fears, basically. It's pathetic, and basically I just have to accept that I have that high ground, and you know, I'm wasting my energy trying to explain things to them or trying to correct them on the pronouns. And basically, I'm just going to take a neutral position and just be strong and say, hey, I know who I am. And you know, I have a lot of privilege to be able to say that, because I have 5 years of estrogen, so like I'm happy with the way I look. You know, I can remember that. Like it's a lot harder when you don't have physical changes yet, and then people are not respecting you, because then you don't feel like you have anything. But when you have your body and you have everything in order, and you like the way you look, you like the way you sound, you like the way you present, and other people are just not respecting you, then it really doesn't matter, because like I already got mine. It's just like they're just off on their own little problem. But yeah, I have privilege there to just kind of let it go, and so I'm going to. It's just, you know, I waste all of my energy to try to fix their fear, fix their insecurity with me being trans, or me presenting the way I do, or being the way I am. And I'm gonna check and make sure that video's rolling. I switched it up just in case it stopped automatically. But yeah, just ready to accept. That's not the only part of the strategy. I also have here is like ready to call out. So I just said, like, I'm not going to be trying to fix anybody anymore, like fix any of these, you know, 50-somethings, you know. This includes people like my dad, you know. They're just, you know, they're stuck in their ways, or they refuse to move, and they're just whatever, you know. Like, I'm not gonna try to fix these people, but I am ready to call them out. I'm ready to say, well, if you're willing to use different pronouns for me, then that means that you're willing to treat me differently than you're treating cis people, and therefore you're basically engaging in some sort of transgender discrimination, which makes you look like a bigot. Game over. That's all I have to say about that. You can use whatever pronouns you want to use. You can think whatever you want to think. I'm not trying to fix you. You go ahead and say whatever you're going to say. You deal with your problem over there. But you don't have any power over me. Like, you have no say over my transition. You have no say about this or that. You have no room to blame me for being misgendered because of the way I look. Because I just don't care anymore. And just be willing to tell people, it's just like, if you're not going to use the right pronouns, you're just embarrassing yourself. Obviously, like, you're embarrassing yourself, and I want nothing to do with it. You can continue to do that. You know, I've seen you, and I've seen 100 other people just like you that you know, are struggling with something internally, or struggling with some sort of thing that you learned growing up, and for some reason by the time you get to me, like, you're struggling with something personally that affects your ability to use the right pronouns for me. But I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want to try to fix that or engage with that, because that wastes my energy. And so I'm just going to basically say, I'm just going to call them out. It's like, hey, you're using the wrong pronouns for me. You don't use the wrong pronouns for cisgender people, so you're plain and simple just engaging in discrimination, and I don't really care. Like, that's who you're choosing to be, and you know, I think that's just a better way of going about it than trying to feel like, you know, that I have responsibility to fix them or to fight for equality, because like I have mine. Like nothing they say or do is going to really. It sucks that you can tell that you're being treated differently, but you know what, that's okay, because I know it's coming from their fear. It's not coming from anything that I did. It's just coming from their lack of understanding, their lack of putting the work in to understand how this world works. So it's just, I'm ready to accept that, and I'm ready to call it out, and I'm ready to move on. Also put like ready to let go and ignore. Basically just like let it go. Just like once I've said, hey, you're not using the right pronouns, you're discriminating, just like let it go, and then just return focus on what I'm doing with my life. Because yeah, I just don't want to get wrapped into it, and just the skill of acknowledging something and then letting it go. That's very powerful, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And the fourth thing is ready to fight. One of the big things for me with being afraid of transphobic people is feeling like I had to make sure that they understand and like respect me, like so then I'm not in danger of being like attacked. But in my path as a martial artist, as someone who can do movement really well, can dominate their position in space, I've faced enough adversity, I've faced enough trash talking, I've faced enough awkward moments, I've faced enough death threats to just confidently hold my ground, and to just be in the wild world of the angry transphobe who's like side-eyeing me or disgusted that I dared to wear a scarf in rainbow glasses, and they're pouting and huddling up with their two boys or their two friends, and you know, ganging up with each other to protect their mutual insecurity with themselves that they're projecting onto me as some sort of insufficiency on my part. I'm ready. Like I know what they are. I know they're cowards. I know they're not going to come get some. And if they're going to come get some, I'm ready for that too. Like I used to be so afraid of someone coming in the bathroom and like cornering me, and like I'd just be so afraid, and like that just caused me so much turmoil, that I'd be cornered in the bathroom and like some people or somebody would hurt me. But now it's just like, I know martial arts, like I have capoeira to help me, like I have martial arts knowledge to help me, like I've beaten myself up with my own training to help me, like I know how to move in spaces to help me, I have courage to help me, like I'm not helpless. And I've seen so many, you know, disgruntled people that are disgruntled with my existence, and I'm just like, okay, like I've seen this before, I've seen that you're disgruntled, are you gonna take it to the next level and attack me? Like, if no, then bye. If so, then hi. It's either way. It's just like, I'm confident enough to just hold my ground and just accept whatever happens. And yeah, so that's my basically it's like my final stance on transphobia and like transphobic people. It's just, you know, cutting off, just like being ready to deal with whatever they're gonna throw at me, and just, you know, I just totally accept how common it is, and it's just like really bad. It's just, but it's not pathetic. It's not being pathetic on my part. It's pathetic on their part. And really, the only thing to really do is just, it's not still rolling. Only really thing to do is just keep being patient. Just keep being patient, and just keep moving forward and keep being okay with myself. Last thing I want to talk about is the next big project for Emily. The next big thing for me is not a short film, but a full-length movie. And it's still in the works, but basically it is, I could talk about all of the things, you know, I could talk about all of the things that make my movement unique, and what makes it powerful, and what it does, and how it works, and all this and that could make 500 YouTube videos trying to explain it, but that really wouldn't be fun and artistic. So my plan is basically to make a full-length movie and just kind of get into everything about the movement culture, you know, my views on parkour and free running, and how the community was and how the community is, how I was and how I am now, and all the things that I did, this and that. You know, getting into the nitty-gritty of my style and all of the things that have changed, and, you know, why I was so open with sharing what I knew in the beginning, and how I changed to be someone who hid away and hid their skills and just shut off from the community. So yeah, it's just gonna be, I'm still trying to figure it out in a format, but like of how it's gonna make it like really informative and entertaining. But you know, there's gonna be some of the best Emily movement you've ever seen in there. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be thought-provoking. It's gonna be all the things, and it's gonna be 4K. It's gonna be sharp. It's gonna sound good. It's gonna be amazing. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna be working on next, because that's just the way, that's the way for me to move forward with my filmmaking, is to make a full-length film, show that to myself and others that I can do it, and also just kind of reconnect with the global community, and, you know, show the world what I have, and just put it out there on the table in the best presentation possible, and then see what happens. Because that way my movement moves forward, the community's movement moves forward, my filmmaking moves forward. You know, I'm excited in this format to work on it in that way, and should just be win-win-win all around. So yep, that's my video. Hopefully none of these cameras turned off. Audio's still recording.